Please welcome to the stage, Mike Zakarian.
Good morning. Happy Friday. We are out here. I'll just, full transparency, guys, down bad this morning. Doggo woke me up at like 3 a.m. and it's not like he needed to go to the bathroom, not like a Dookie Dukes, but had to go. And he was jacked up and ready to go. And I'm an old person now, so I can't just fall back to sleep. So I'm running on fumes this morning. We did get back to sleep, but it's never good. It's never good when you wake up and then like you're up for a couple hours and you fall back asleep. That alarm hits a little bit harder. So anyways, I apologize if this is a little off of the railies this morning. Sneeps is up in the chat. We got Jump Shoot here. We got Boston Base up in the house. Common Man's here. Good morning. Who else we got? Stubbs. Yes. Good morning. Brent's here. We love to see that. T-Man in the house. Garen. Basketball. Gimme. Yotes is here. Who else? Homies. Yeah, a lot of people concerned about the shirt, guys. It's just, listen, it's fall weather. We can pull out a little plaid, I used to do improv, dude. It was like legally required to own like 45 different plaid shirts. So here we are. Joker Rock, let's go. SORARE is so slow that like the site itself. I got you. It is overcast in New York City. You're right. It is. Not only is it overcast, it's raining. It is raining. But if you are just joining us, hey, do me a favor, like the stream, subscribe to the Team Hold channel. What are we at right now? Let's do a little numbers check. We are at 10,510 subs. We love to see that. That's exciting. Hey, real quick, too, just a reminder, tonight, 3 o'clock, we'll be back with the Underdog Happy Hour show. We'll do, I don't know, maybe we'll look at some pick'ems. We will do some drafts, have a little bit of fun, just have a little bit of fun. That's the plan for this afternoon. And then no Sunday sheet show. We're not going to do a football show this Sunday because I got to rest the vocal cords for Tuesday because Tuesday is going to be a long day. As everybody knows, the NBA season tips off on Tuesday. We have an 8-hour show coming at you. We're giving away, now confirmed. I said we were giving away 2 sets of 2 NBA tickets. It's now 3 sets of 2. We're confirmed 3 sets of 2. So we'll be giving away a total of 6 NBA tickets to a game of your choice on Tuesday. Thank you to our friends over at SORARE. Speaking of SORARE, we did that little video yesterday, which, if I had any sort of feedback for the SORARE team, I just want to call it a live stream. I think one of the more important aspects of a live stream is for it to be live, and it was not. And it really threw some people off in the chat. LG losing his mind. He was like, wait, this isn't live? Which was funny because it took 16 minutes to come to that conclusion. But shout out the SORARE team. Worldwide Wob is out there hosting that. Alex Hooper, our man Alex Hooper, is a good SORARE SORARE specialist, if you will, somebody who knows a lot of stuff. So follow him. But he did a nice little segment with TST Jeb and our friend George, and that was pretty insightful. Laird and I did some stuff. It was a really good rollout from them. But yeah, so go check that out. Actually, you know what? You don't have to go check it out. If you miss it, don't even worry about it. You didn't. It was like a fun event to be there, but was a, good live stream. Is Paris game an option to choose? No, it is not, bottom line. But I tell you what, if you win those tickets, I'll buy you some jerseys. How about that? Today, let's just look at some of the NBA preseason action. There was a couple of pieces that came out this past week that I read this morning because, again, I told you I was up for a bunch of hours, so we'll talk about that too. But the first thing we're going to do, we're going to talk about Jordan Poole. It's Jordan Poole and then Ja Morant. But the first thing we're going to do is do some victory lapping, and I can't even take credit for this because for those that don't know, if you're looking for like a second screen while you watch football on Thursday nights, if you're like, I'd like to have a YouTube stream, boys over at Ship Chasing, so the YouTube channel Ship Chasing, which is Ben Gretsch, Peter Overzet, and Pat Carrain, they just, they sip a couple of drinks, they have the game on a second screen, and then they put together some pick'ems. They have some guests come on. It's honestly, I'm jealous that they've figured it out because it's a really good hang. Anyways, I followed along. I followed along Ship Chasing's pick'ems, and we printed last night. Okay, we printed. So we did two of these, right? This was their core pick right here. Was Kamara over 4.5 receptions. He got 7. Etienne over 14.55 fantasy points. Well, he scored 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, so that was printed. And then Christian Kirk had 5 fantasy points at halftime. Didn't get another fantasy point until the last drive of the game for the Jags, and then he catches a 40-yard touchdown pass. And we print. And so not only that, so they build out a 3-leg parlay on Underdog. They also did a 5-leg, which is the same 3 picks, but they included a car interception and under 10.5 rushing yards for Tank Bigsby. So we did a $25 bet to get 500. So we printed 1,100 last night. So there we go. That gets us cooking. That's going to help us max out the double dribble. We love to see it. All right, over to the NBA news. So there were a couple of pieces. Logan Murdoch from The Ringer did a piece on Jordan Poole and was talking just, about Logan covered, he's part of The Ringer, but was with, was covering the Warriors for a while before joining The Ringer, has a pretty good relationship with a lot of the players in the organization over there. So had a lot of really good insight and, was talking to Jordan Poole about his new role in Washington and how he's kind of the guy now, a little bit about his experience in Golden State. Of course, Jordan Poole being the consummate professional, had nothing to say about Draymond or that situation, next question, that type of energy. I think that's actually how Logan starts off the piece. One of the things that I found very interesting, though, and not even interesting, it's just we kind of forget because of how much time has passed and so many different chaotic things have happened since then. We all remember, right? Draymond punches Jordan Poole. Draymond gets fined, doesn't get suspended. And then we just kind of we see the vibe slowly erode in Golden State. One of the things that he brought up that I totally forgot about is that mini documentary propaganda thing Draymond did at the beginning of the season in collaboration with Turner Sports, right? And the first game of the year, TNT runs this video about Draymond explaining the situation without taking responsibility or accountability, never apologizing. And this was run before the game. I totally forgot about that. And the other thing I didn't realize or didn't know is that Draymond and Jordan Poole never talked about it. I just assumed, behind closed doors, they go out to dinner. They, have a heart-to-heart. Maybe they don't have to be boys. They don't have to be best friends. You talk it through. You move on, right? That never happened. And so then it makes all of the different interviews that Draymond did, conversations, whether it's talking to the media, whether it's his own podcast, all of the other conversations he had around the incident, Jordan Poole probably infuriated Jordan Poole that much more because he never even had that conversation with him. So again, no shit, the vibes are bad. And, this wasn't just a piece to be Jordan's the guy. He also called out, some of Jordan's shortcomings in last NBA season and why, and explaining the how he was checked out and everything. Stan said the way the Warriors handled it was embarrassing, and Weisberg saying the Warriors hated that internally. Yeah, and Logan reports in this piece that that Steve Kerr was dude, you got to take Jordan Poole out to dinner. You got to take him out to dinner. You got to get him over this. And Draymond wouldn't have it, which is so funny. Not in a haha funny, haha. But one of the things that when we think about Draymond Green's career, we think about a lot of the intangibles, right? Obviously, we think about his playmaking at his size. Obviously, we're like, he's wearing a backpack, he can't shoot. But we think about what he brings to the table defensively in his playmaking, but also like leadership. I think a lot of people are like, oh yeah, he's the motor. You know, there's always that gif I remember, and we see every once in a while where like he was trying to pump up KD, but maybe the KD stuff was the writing on the wall that we all ignored. You know, like KD probably would have left Golden State anyways, because I think there was a lot of other things going on. KD probably wanting his own team, wanted to be the guy. But we think about how Draymond kind of, you know, scoot KD right out of the Warriors, and then scoot Jordan Poole right out of the Warriors. And you just think about like, man, leadership. Maybe that's not one of his core assets, one of his strengths. Anyways, I just thought a really good piece on the Ringer. I recommend going to check that out. The other thing that I read this morning was the ESPN piece that Baxter Holmes and Tim McMahon did on Ja. And the Ja Morant stuff is, I mean, a lot of this information we've already talked about. We already know, right? But what a lot of people talked off the record. Not off the record, anonymously. I guess that's different, right? Where they talked a lot of local business owners in Memphis and kind of how Ja has changed a little bit, or like when Ja first got to Memphis, Ja's actions now. They kind of just talk about the slow progression of how we ended up where we are, and it's I don't know. I was like hopeful, you know, 25 games from now, Ja's back and everything's fine. I don't know, man. I don't know. I wonder what it's going to look like. Obviously, I'm rooting for Memphis and Ja to figure that out because this dude is electric when he's on the court. It's more fun to talk about what he's doing in the basketballs instead of with the guns. So you hope he figures it out. But anyways, it's a long piece to like break down, so I'm not going to do it. Recommend going to read it. Just kind of giving you a little bit of insight of probably how frustrated Memphis is, but similarly to Golden State, how they handled this. It's not Memphis's fault that this is happening. But I don't know how much they helped themselves, you know, with how, you know, you enable a type of behavior. You're excited. You have a superstar here, right? You know, you got lucky. You didn't get Zion. You got Ja, right? You have this electric guy everybody loves, soon to be face of the NBA. But you were also a small market team. So you have to do everything you can to make sure when this contract is up that he wants to stay, that he doesn't want to go to the bright lights of like New York or LA, or really that's it, right? And maybe that type of enabling, again, does not cause the problem, but it makes it harder to correct the problem. Weisberg said the picture painted sounds like Ja doesn't seem like he's responding to Memphis trying to help him. Yeah, it was weird. The craziest thing about the piece, though, like there was a lot of good reporting in there. There was one comment, and I tweeted about this the other day. They adjusted the warm-up music so that rap wasn't in it. Because it's 1970 and rap makes us bad people. Like that, to me, that's crazy. That the Memphis organization, they were like, hey man, listen, when they're getting jump shots up, what if we put on some like R&B, right? What if the songs are about fucking instead of about shooting? Do we think Ja's behavior would be different? I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy. Anyways, I recommend reading both those pieces. So Logan Murdoch on the Ringer, and then over on ESPN, Baxter Holmes. Baxter Holmes is the guy who broke the Phoenix Suns stuff when their owner was being awful. Yeah, I totally agree. Totally agree. I think this was a little crazy. Some navigate, some Luther. That's actually Jamie Foxx that I'm singing right there. Yeah, so just wild stuff. I understand why no one is talking about that piece specifically, but good Lord, I was like, man, someone needs to lose their job. I need to see who the person that made that decision. I need to see their headshot. I need to see what they look like, right? Because if they look like me, that man should lose their job. And that's where I'll end that conversation. That's where I'll end it. All right, we're going to dive into some preseason hoops, but we're going to take a break early, all right? We already talked about underdog, so let's get a little underdog read. And I'm going to say one thing again before I click the read button, all right? Or the video. We say it's a free 100. A free honey, a free 100 if you sign up using promo code HOLD. It's actually 500 right now. So the deposit bonus match up to 500. Today's NBA bit is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy Sports. Whether you're drafting Luka first overall in best ball or fading Wemby blocks in the pick'ems, Underdog is where you'll find Team Hold. Sign up today at underdogfantasy.com or just click the link in the description to get started. And by signing up using promo code HOLD, HOLD, you will get a 100% deposit bonus match up to $100. That's a free honey. So sign up today using promo code HOLD, HOLD, and get started at underdogfantasy.com. Ooh, baby, we like the money. Maybe my wife will sign up, says Boston Base. Listen, give me that cash. Give me that cash. We have another fun partnership, too, that I'm excited to talk about. I think I'm going to debut it in the Discord over the weekend. And then once some stuff goes live on their site, we'll talk about it on Monday and definitely on Tuesday a little bit. But it's going to be an NBA bit focused, like fantasy type thing that we're going to do. We'll have some private contests with some prizes and stuff. There's going to be a free one that we'll do, like just for the boys. But we're also going to do one where it's like a $5 entry fee. I'll explain it all. I'll explain it more as we get closer. But it's going to be fun. So stay tuned for that. We're going to let's dive into some of the preseason hoops. Huh? We don't have too much to get into. We don't have too much. Actually. I'll save it. All right, let's go. Pistons and OKC, baby. You saw Cade Cunningham. He made the thumbnail. I'm excited about Cade. Excited about what Cade can potentially do this season. The Pistons squad is bizarre. I was looking at the rotations a little bit last night. They started Killian Hayes over Jaden Ivey last night. What's that about? Do they want Ivy coming off the bench? Were they just like, dude, let's get Killian Hayes out there. Maybe somebody trades for him. Anyways, Oscar Thompson looked great. He had 18 and 8. Cade dropped 14, 6 and 6 as the Pistons won 118, 116. Jalen Duren had 11 and 7. All those starters played like 22 minutes. Wiseman and Bagley continuing to compete for backup 5 roles. And I don't think anybody's won that or lost that role yet. Oh, people talk about Pookie. You can still grind those Pookie balls, but our partnership's over. I don't have to do segments about them every day anymore, but you still play the Pooks. Maddie says, I was excited Ivy fell to the Pistons after the Kings took Murray, totally based on upside, but now Murray looks like he would have been the perfect wing next to Cade. Yeah. I still think Ivy's going to be solid. I think Ivy's going to be really good. Murray helps the team that's ready to win right now, I think. And Ivy is probably more set for what, Detroit's trying to figure out. But anyways, Joker Rock says, was a fun game. Looked like they forgot it was preseason for a bit there. Yeah, well, as we're getting closer, you can tell people are trying a little bit more. On the OKC side of things, no Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. One of the things that we talked about, I believe, on Shot Tank on Wednesday night was what is OKC going to do with their bigs? Because, Jalen Williams, the big Jalen Williams, he is going to miss a little bit of a time with an injury that he picked up. Jeremiah Robinson Earl, JRE, was included in that bullshit trade where they got 2 picks and Kevin Porter Jr., who they immediately waived. And then they also are without Kenrich Williams right now. So they don't really have a lot of bigs, but Oliver Sarr got the start. He went 10 and 6. J-Dub himself had 20 and 5. Giddy Up had 14, 7 and 6. And then another rookie that I just kind of want to keep an eye on is Cason Wallace, who I'm curious what his role is going to be. He dropped 13, 3 and 2 off the bench. And I wonder, he's just like, dude, that dude plays defense. And I'm curious I wonder if we're going to see some lineups where it's like SGA and Giddy are both getting a rest and you just have Cason Wallace and Lou Dort in your backcourt just locking up everybody. I think that could be kind of fun. Jumpshoe said, is Poku ever going to be good? Who knows? Doc Delta in the chat. Coach Stark Holmes, welcome. Thanks for being here. All right. Next up, the Beantown boys, the Boston Celtics. They won 127-99 over the Charlotte Hornets. JB, Jaylen Brown had 20 and 4. Tatum 11, 7 and 6. Derek White had 15 and 4. The Zanger had 14 and 12. No Horford. No Cornette, so don't be fooled by the Keita minutes, but he dropped 12 and 7. I still think Keita is pretty much behind Luke Cornette in the rotation, so I just don't want anybody seeing those minutes and then being like, I got to go buy his SORARE. On the Charlotte side of things, so this was Charlotte's starting five. They sharded. They sharded. Yes, we got it. That is a joke because it's Charlotte. It's also starting, but it's also about shitting. All right. They sharded LaMelo Ball, Terry Rozier, Mark Williams, PJ Washington, and Gordon Hayward, which means Brandon Miller off the bench again. LaMelo had 16 and 5. Terry Rozier had 14 and 4. Brandon Miller had 8, 7, and 4 with 3 steals off the bench. And then Mac Williams, 7 points, 8 boards, 4 dimes in 23 minutes. So nothing to really take away from this except Charlotte is going to be bad. A lot of people were taking the overs when they were doing over-unders. I do not see it. One thing that's been weird is after an arrest warrant was issued for Miles Bridges for being a shitbag, he had turned himself in. We saw the mugshot. We saw him change his avatar on Twitter to Johnny Depp for a little bit, which what an L. And then he kind of came back to the team in practice, but he hasn't played yet. So I'm curious what this is going to look like for game 1 of the regular season. If Bridges is going to be a healthy scratch, if we're just going to be like 1, 2, 3 never happened, and he's going to, I guess he won't play the first 10 games anyways because he has that suspension. So maybe we won't know until early November. Weisberg said fully expect Scary Terry to be dealt at the deadline. Yeah, I think if you're looking at Charlotte in February, I imagine there's going to be a lot of Gordon Hayward talk and a lot of Terry Rozier talk. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't think there's anything else about that. The Celtics, again, their starting 6 is going to be pretty good. I was listening to Group Chat, the NBA Ringer, the NBA basketball show on the Ringer. They had Waz, who I like Waz. I think Waz's takes are pretty fun. He had some pretty interesting takes on the Celtics, and he thinks they're a clear tier behind both the Nuggets and the Bucks. And I thought that was interesting. I think the Bucks and the Celtics upgraded quite a bit. I do still think Denver's like in a tier of its own, but I was kind of surprised to hear how out on the Celtics he was. And it was just based on them not having a guy down the stretch. So I don't know. We'll be I don't know. I'll be curious. Yeah. They also tweeted out the take. So if you follow Waz or the Ringer NBA show, you can go find it there. But I didn't really love it. So here's a little peek behind the curtain. There's certain podcasts I have to be fully awake, fully focused to listen to, right? When it comes to basketball. Then there's other podcasts that I like to fall asleep. Some people do. White Noise. I fall asleep to podcasts. And that was one that I fell asleep to, but I also woke up to Waz just yelling about that. Stan Love says, Celtics got worse. Mike hasn't figured it out yet. Stan, your basketball takes are about as good as Flo. And I'm not talking about like hair, like you get good flow. I'm not talking about go with the flow. I'm talking about crypto and Web3, and I'm talking about all of the products like La Liga and Susables. All right, let's keep moving. Minnesota Timberwolves, baby. Ant-Man back in the lineup. No Catman. He sat out. Wolves won 114-105. Ant dropped 19 and 5. Naz Reid had 14 and 8 off the bench. Rudy Gobert 10 and 6. On the Bulls side of things, Vucci made 21 and 10. Ayo had 15. Kobe White at 13 and 6. I keep looking at the Bulls roster. I don't know what's going to happen. I feel like Chicago, I don't know if our Bulls fans are in the chat today. Are you guys okay? This feels bad. This feels like it's going to be a bad season. And I can't tell what is if you are a real Bulls fan, I can't tell what outcome you're actually looking for. Do you want Chicago to get off to a good start? You'll be excited about it, right? And dude, we got it. Or do you want them to just bottom out now so you move off? All right, let's go back. Your wife is fine falling asleep. No, I mean, I'm not an asshole. I've got an AirPod in. I sleep. I'm a weird guy. One AirPod in. For the real reason you guys want to know, I have a little tinnitus. Is that the pronunciation of tinnitus? So I got a little ringing that goes on. I've had it for a while. And so I need some noise. So I don't just sit there going, why is my ears ringing? So that's kind of why. Well, Boston Base, your comment was, Mike, did you see what Maz said about their starting 5? Go with the flow. No, I didn't. So that's why I skipped over it, because I didn't see it. And now I don't have anything to say about it. I'll look it up though. And then next time we're here, I'll have something to say. Joker Rock letting us know SGA 140 in auction, not this round. Wow, 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 wow. Tinnitus. Okay, whatever. DeRozan for some picks and Lowry. Who says no? That's interesting. And the salaries probably work on that too, huh? Yeah, I think that's something that. But again, I think Chicago is going to see what happens in the first like 2 months. But I actually don't. I don't hate that. Ooh, I'm seeing my Ember mug is going red, so we're gonna have to drink coffee a little bit faster. This is brought to you by Ember. Ember wins sponsorship. We were so close on bagging a coffee sponsorship. Man, brutal. All right, let's keep going. We only have a couple games left. For Minnesota, nothing to take away from this. Oh, you know what? Speaking of Minnesota, even though he's not on that team anymore, actually, he's not on any team anymore. Jalen Noel, who was like played with the Raptors in Summer League, signed with the Clippers for like a 10-day or whatever they call it. He was let go. I like Jalen Noel. I'm surprised he's not finding his way. He showed some real upside in Minnesota, I thought. And I'm surprised there's no space for him. Anyway, I'm rooting for Jalen Noel. I hope he gets a shot on a squad. Suns and Lakers played last night, and Kevin Durant, man, good at basketball. Suns won 123-100. KD dropped 21 and 4. No Beal, no Booker. Eric Gordon had 10 and 12. I'm realizing right now I didn't write down any of the Lakers stats. That's pretty cool. Saban Lee had 17 and 4 off the bench, and that led me to question, because I'm like, oh, it's gonna be Jordan Goodwin. He will be like the next the guard that I want off the bench. I've seen Saban Lee now play considerable minutes for the Suns in this preseason, and he's been doing okay with those minutes. I don't think Saban Lee has a ton of upside, but I just thought it was going to be Jordan Goodwin. I thought that would be the guy. On the Lakers side of things, here we go. Lakers, let's see. LeBron did play. I thought he didn't play. LeBron played 19 and 6. AD had 15 and 2. AD had 6 blocks, and he had 5 of them in the first quarter. Incredible performance by Anthony Davis. Austin Reeves dropped 14. Max Christie with 10 off the bench. People seem pretty high on Max Christie in Lakerland. Saban Lee is greater than campaign, says Top Shot Com Man. I would say the same. Jump shoot. This is a good question. How many cups of coffee do you drink a day on average? So I consider this to be a little bit smaller than a normal cup of coffee, right? I'm going to take the headphones off. I'm too warm today. I have 3 in the morning, and then I don't have another cup the rest of the day. And here's why. Yesterday, I was actually, I probably have 2.5 cups. I usually don't finish the third one. But here's why I don't have an afternoon coffee. I was dragging ass a little bit yesterday, and I've got a lot to do. There's a lot of prep that goes into Tuesday. You might not see what's going on behind the scenes, but I'm reading everything I can, especially of all of the guests that we have coming. I want to make sure that I'm ready to go on Tuesday, trying to be on top of stuff. And I was like, man, I need a little afternoon pick-me-up. I need an afternoon pick-me-up. So I went and got a tiny little cold brew from this place called Mighty Oak, which really good coffee. And let me tell you, about an hour and a half later, I'm spiraling. Just like anxiety is taking over my brain. I'm just losing my damn mind. And I'm like, not freaking out, but I'm just like, man, what's going on? What's going on? And then all of a sudden it was like, oh no, dude, you had an afternoon cold brew. This is why you don't have afternoon caffeine. And all of a sudden, anxiety gone. So anyways, all that to say, all of my coffee is consumed by the end of this show. I don't do it after this. Like this is going to be the last amount of caffeine that I have. 3DH said 3 in the morning. At first, I thought you meant starting at 3. No, I set the coffee before I go to bed, and I have a cup as I am prepping for the morning show. I have a second cup while I'm doing some YouTube shorts, and then I get through like half of this during the morning show. So it's really 2.5. Weisberg is quickly on the Celtics. The thing that surprised me is how happy and productive Zanger has been. He looks legit happy to be on a winning team. Yeah, that was the thing. I totally forgot about this, but a note that I wrote down is during that Waz segment, they were talking about like, oh, look at what Porzingis did in Dallas. The only time he's ever been happy was when he was the guy in Washington. And I think it's what might be a little bit different about this role compared to comparing it to Dallas is like Luka has the ball in his hands all the time, right? And so, yes, Porzingis has to go in the corner, space the floor, and just knock down threes when he gets it. That's not the type of the offense that the Celtics play lot of ball movement, a lot of moving pieces, except in the last 4 minutes of the fourth quarter in a close game. But I don't think that's a fair comparison of his time in Dallas to what his time would look like in Boston. The ball's going to move around, a lot of movement. It's not Luka just dictating what happens. So I don't know if that's a fair comp, but listen, I'm fully prepared to embrace a Porzingis injury. Like, I know that is definitely on the table, but early returns, overreaction to preseason, it looks good. Anyways, back to the Suns stuff. Yeah, not a lot to take away because most of their starters weren't playing. Eric Gordon had 10-2. I'm going to pay attention to the Saban Lee stuff. The first 2 weeks of the season, I'm very interested in seeing what the Suns rotation looks like. Are we going to get like Eric Gordon? Is it going to be Yuta? Is it going to be Cade Bates-Diop? Is it going to be Goodwin? Is it going to be Saban Lee? There's a lot of interesting stuff. Common Man says, who has Luka had? Oh, no, I'm not blaming Luka. That wasn't me blaming Luka. That is how the offense was constructed. That's all I'm saying. I'm pro Luka, guys. I like Luka. Oh, here we go. Shiggin says, probably not healthy, but I find drinking a 5-hour energy before playing basketball helps you lock in. Whoa. I haven't had a 5-hour energy since grad school. I used to have them in grad school, and I didn't like them. They made my tummy hurt. Okay, there was only one game left. It is downpouring right now. Good Lord. One game left, Nuggets against the Clippers, which was kind of fun because this is just a few days after Calvin Booth's comments came out in the Kevin O'Connor's piece from The Ringer about how Michael Porter Jr. and Bones Highland, you can't have both of them because both of them suck at defense. And then he came back and said, I didn't say that. You said that. But no Kawhi, no Paul George. Jokic, midseason form, baby. In 29 minutes, he had 25 points, 14 boards, and 8 dimes. KCP had 13, Gordon had 13 and 5. And Zeke Naji, again, I feel like I buy into the Zeke Naji hype every single offseason or every single preseason because they give Zeke a little bit more run. I just don't believe deep down in my heart that DeAndre Jordan is going to be playing backup 5 minutes. Maybe they use Gordon as the backup 5. They did that in the playoffs. But Zeke with 13 and 6 off the bench, keeping an eye on it. Bones Highland, 25, 7 and 6. No Kawhi, no Paul George. So they were just like, let the Bones, because the Bones is the money. But Bones had 25, 7 and 6. And then those man hands, we can get a man hands drop, huh? Let me see your man hands. No, I can never find that one fast enough for it to be useful.
Let me see your man hands, money.
Good Howard Beck, who is going to be joining the show on Tuesday. He was on the Bill Simmons pod that came out late last night, early this morning, and he was talking about how Terrence Mann is going to get somebody fired one way or the other. And I thought that was like a funny observation, right? Because if the Clippers don't trade Terrence Mann for James Harden and Terrence Mann like underperforms, they're going to be like, dude, you could have had James Harden. Or if he turns into a monster and the Sixers didn't make that trade. Either way, it's going to be kind of funny. But Bones is great. Oh, Chop said Bones got hurt. Hope the sprained ankle isn't that bad. Oh, I didn't see that. Yeah, what up, Beck? I know. I still can't believe he's coming on the show. I know you guys have probably already heard this a million times by now, but just like a real reminder, Howard Beck from The Ringer, Marcus Thompson from The Athletic, Andrew Schlecht from The Athletic, OKC, Down to Dunk, The Thunder, Katie Heindel from Basketball Feelings. If you guys don't subscribe to Basketball Feelings, it's really not, it's like a different type of NBA media that I really enjoy. But she had Sean Yu on her podcast, who used to work for The Ringer, now produces Paul George's podcast, and it was excellent. That was like one of my favorite episodes. But that was really good. But Katie Heindel's coming on the show from Basketball Feelings. Skeets, come on. Jay Skeets from No Dunks, who recently won a PJ Washington giveaway on this channel. Who else am I missing here? Is that just about everybody? Let me double check. Ian Carmel, the 89 Cavs. Also, here you go. Here's some breaking news. Adjusted the schedule a little bit. The last segment of the show on Tuesday is going to be live before lock. So a lot of people are like, why no live before lock? Well, it's game week 1. How are you not going to have a live before lock? That's what we're going to do. We're going to end the show with a little live before lock as we dive right into the NBA season, baby. How about that, huh? Also, we got Nicholas in the chat. We love to see that. Love to see it. Weisberg said, oh, yeah, when Weisberg's doing a little playback for those games right after the marathon show ends. And Weisberg booked Adam Kaufman from CLNS for the playback show, which is a good get. We love to see it. So look, we're out here grinding. Okay. Okay. That's it for the preseason hoops. I'm going to talk a little SORARE and a little Top Shot before we get out of here. So let's do one more break. We'll do our little SORAREan break so you can, buy. Today's NBA bit is brought to you by SORARE. Daily fantasy sports is annoying. Constantly paying attention to injury news, who's starting, who's sitting, and just having to remember to enter your lineups each and every day. With SORARE, you just have to enter your lineup once for each game week. And instead of having to pay an entry fee each time you enter a contest with SORARE, once you buy your cards, the tournaments are free. Each game week, you'll have a chance to win more card rewards to bolster up your roster. And this year, SORARE is introducing cash prizes. So sign up for SORARE today using the link in the description, and they'll start you with 20 free common cards. And by using our link, once you buy 5 cards from auction, they'll give you a 6th one free. So sign up for SORARE today and see if you can take down Mike SORAREan. Whew, absolutely right, Jump Shoot. Absolutely right. Have people been out there buying some stuff for SORARE? I think I'm locked in for my lineup for contender, but as I said recently, I'm still eyeing an MVP, and I want to get a rare MVP, so I might take a peek at it. We'll see on I think it's going to be Anthony Davis. Okay, I did a little. What happened yesterday is I saw Susables, and I know we're talking about Sus on an NBA show. It's the dumbest thing. Just real quick. Susables, like another Dapper product, right? Built on Flow. I saw they kind of are done doing stuff, or no more packs, no more Susies, stuff like that. And so, it seems to be like slowing down. And that made me look at some of the other products, and I had no idea La Liga kind of stopped too. There's nobody running that Discord. Nobody's tweeted anything since July. I totally missed that going down. And I thought that was kind of wild. And then I was like, what we haven't done in a while was check some Series 1 stuff. And so I tweeted something out about LeBron, and I immediately got hit by somebody who was like, dude, just because they don't pay you doesn't mean you have to tweet out negative stuff. And it wasn't meant to be that. And also SORARE barely pays me, okay? So they can just chill out. Yeah. Boston Bay says the best part was them saying 8,000 users over 3 million mints is crazy. It is crazy. But it made me want to look at some of the Series 1 stuff too, because I was surprised I was like, what we used to do, right? We used to come on here and be like, how many Series 1 moments are over $100? And, it'd be like 30. And we used to complain when it was 30. We're like, oh my God, it's 30. It is like pretty alarming. And I'm going to preface this before I pull this up. Feedback I got was like, yeah, but they're crushing the Origins right now. And that might be true. Like, that might be 100% true, right? I know Boston Base told us to get the packs, and the packs ended up being a W. That might be 100% true. But I think it's irresponsible to look at the most recent thing and then be like, yes. That would be like looking at SORARE as the auctions are happening and being like, holy crap, this stuff is mooning. Where we all know that this is the highest of the prices, right? And it's only going to come down from here because that's the mechanics of the game, right? It's most valuable when it first comes out. And the key is to win. So I'm not going to look at the most recent thing that happened, because in Top Shot history, it's always really good when it first comes out, but you look at it a little bit further away. That, again, is not to take away from what Origins did. I'm glad it was a W. I'm glad. But this is what we've done on the show, so I'm going to do it again. So let's take a look at the Series 1 stuff, and we're going to go over to Own the Moment, former sponsor. Let's zoom in. Oh, no, we're already at 125. So this is by, oh, crap. I do not want to buy anything on the TOC marketplace. So here we go. The most expensive Series 1, common moment. These are commons. Is LeBron James. So the Top Shot debut of LeBron is now $939 with the highest offer of $845. I thought that was wild, right? I mean, I can't remember the last time we saw it under 1,000. And then, so what I wanted to do, and I mean, obviously, like, okay, well, no, this is actually in the last 7 days. So it was about 1,000 a week ago, but let's look at like 3 months, right? So 3 months, the highest I got up to was, and this was in like late July. We got it up to 1,600 and then slowly came down. Weisberg, I know I'm going over it, buddy. But that's LeBron. And then I wanted to look at the recent transactions, right? Because, the season starts in a couple of days. And so I went to see how many did we have in October. So Wangster bought one in October. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 LeBron TSD sales this month. Anyway, so that, LeBron, that's kind of where like, oh, how's LeBron doing? And then there you go. All right. The second most expensive moment is also LeBron. So the second most out of 1,000 is another LeBron dunk. That's the Kobe tribute one, right? That's 547. You have a Steph Curry assist right here, his Top Shot debut. That is at 449. So we've got two moments that are over $500. We've got the Luka debut, which is 350, which is now the fourth most expensive moment. It is leapfrog, not even a rookie debut, right? It has leaped over Ja Morant and Zion Williamson. So Ja's had 315, Zion's at 245. Their depreciation makes sense, right? Because neither of them, there's a lot of upside because they're their rookie cards, the series rookie moments, series 1. But we already talked about Ja this morning. We've talked about Zion at length. Giannis is at 244. That's his debut. Jokic's debut is now under $200. It's 195. I thought this was wild. SGA's at 159. But what's surprising about it is he has jumped over Jason Tatum. And I guess you could say that maybe the difference in $9 is the 70 more Tatums than SGA's. But I thought that was kind of nuts because Tatum, Tatum usually is above Jokic. And here he is down here at 150 with a high offer of 128. And then the third LeBron moment, the block, is at 142. Kyrie at 123. That's the last one. That is the last one right there. All right. Boston Bay says there are 1,000 plus of that moment. Collectors are maturing. Yeah. So, and then missing the forest through the trees, Mike. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. Those are the things when people say, what are the more valuable collectibles? Everybody always says it's the first thing. So Boston Base, yes, you can make the argument, right? That, people are collecting only the most rare of rares, right? So let's do this. Let's look at Luka himself, right? And we can look at Luka. I know I'm not sharing screen yet. I will when I pull it up here in a second. And we can look at a tier of legendary. Why don't we do that? So we'll look at it. So as these collectors are maturing, Boston Base, let's look at how many legendary Luka moments there are. All right. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 6 legendaries. I actually thought there was way more than that. I'm actually surprised there's only 6 legendaries. But let me ask you this. So then which one? Okay, fine. You don't want to look at Luka? Let's look at your boy Jason Tatum. Let's see how many legendaries he has. Here we go. Let's go get this. Let's go get Jason Tatum. We'll do that. So how are these going to separate themselves? So there are 1, 2, there's 8 Jason Tatum legendaries, right? So, and yay, hey, what's it called? Scarcity matters, right? Scarcity matters. So how many of these do we have? Does it even, why does it not say how many? Oh, sorry. Oh, 50. All right. Excuse me. There's 50 hollows, 49 in the cosmic, which the cosmic is now down to 2,500. There's 46 of this one. There's 43 of this one. There's 75 of this one. There's 99 of this, 85 of this, 99 of this. In each series, there'll be at least one more added, right? So I don't know. How do those separate themselves and differentiate themselves as we move further along? So I don't know. Shiggin says only whales and Top Shot stands would be buying Legos and rares. Normal people would go for common debuts. Money rotating into high end and leaving commons means less new users. Yeah. So I don't know. My point is that Top Shot didn't over mint right now. That the packs are EV. Good time to Top Shot. Yeah. Are all the packs EV Boston based, or was it just the ones where they fucked up on the price and then changed the price in half? I don't know. Anyway, so I just thought there was the first time I'd looked in a while. I hadn't looked at the Series 1 common debuts. And again, if people are like, well, why aren't you looking at the other stuff? This is what we have monitored on this show for the last 3 years. So I'm going to continue to look at it because that has been the bellwether. And listen, maybe the mechanics have changed. The bellwethers may have changed. I don't care. I don't care. Every single pack this month has been plus EV. All right, there you go. All right, people want to see how much does it cost to get into the Cool Cat Lounge, the 9 Lives Lounge. Let's look at it. Set the Cool Cats. We'll look at sets. Wait, what? All right, Cool Cat, $683. $683. We can look at the moments. No, God, why can't you just come on the moment? All right, with LaMelo being 390. So the bottleneck, remember bottlenecks? 390, baby. 390. If you bought an Origins pack last week for 50, you could sell packs for 220. Right, those are the packs that were initially 89 bucks, right? That's huge, man. Yeah, dude, congrats. Congrats. And Boston Base, because of you, I lined up for those packs. Does Top Shot do roadmaps anymore? I don't know. I don't think so. I wonder if we get something this week. There we go. Good times. Is that an all-time low? Yeah, it's got to be. I mean, maybe it's been a little bit lower, but that is pretty low. Anyways, we'll see what happens next season, baby. SORARE. I don't really have anything else to say about that we haven't already said, right? We covered it on Shot Tank. If you guys missed Shot Tank, go check that out on Wednesday. We did a big drop. PTSD incoming? What's going on? Oh, because, sorry, I should have done it. No, Boston Bay says no funding of DFS or team captains yet. I thought they did fund team captains. I thought they did. Can you do a common swap on SORARE? Yeah, sure. We can go do that. You guys want to see a common swap? Hold on. Let me pull up SORAREan. All right. I was looking at the price of Jalen Williams today. All right. Here we go. Let's go to my club. All right. Let's do see my cards. Let's use our free swap, baby. All right. All right. Let's see. We can swap. Man, I want to swap. I need like more high cap guys. Let's swap Yusuf Nurkic. All right, that gives us Jakob Poeltl, Shaden Sharp, Chris Paul, Jeremy Sohan, RJ Barrett. I'll take Jeremy Sohan. I think Jeremy Sohan's going to be a baller this year. Swap it. There we go. Can we see Halyard? What's up, Halyard? There we go. Series 5 will just be fun having Wemby and Chet rookie cards. Yeah, Garen, I do agree with that. I think they seem to have crushed the rookie stuff, right? The rookie stuff has been pretty solid. So I agree. Like, right, Paulo has been pretty stable, those guys. So, yeah, the rookie stuff seems good on Top Shot. Would have preferred Sharp. Yeah, I already have Simons and Jeremy Sohan, point forward, baby. I'm ready for it. People said, what's your lineup looking like? Here's my squad. I've only done one lineup so far. Here it is right here. Can I just click it? There we go. No? What happened there? I've only done my rare contender right. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. But here it is. Tyrese Maxey. This is in the rare contender. Maxey, Ayton, Grant Williams, Eric Gordon, Yuta. Although wait, did I have Eric Gordon and Yuta? Hold on. Sorry, guys. Oh no, that's not my lineup. Jesus. Oh my God. Here we go. What's going on here, SORARE? Somebody was saying SORARE was slow this morning, and you're absolutely right. You gosh damn right. Okay, here it is. I was going to say, we got Maxey, we got DeAndre Ayton, we got Mark Williams, Grant Williams, and Yuta. I was going to say, I didn't think I played Yuta and Eric Gordon in the same lineup. That's not smart. But we like that. Ooh, some teams like the Bucks could not receive renew season tickets because they have not received funding yet. Okay, Boston Base, you have an answer for that, bro? But yeah, I like this squad quite a bit. I do like it quite a bit. And I'm gonna see if I can go out there and get an AD, or again, we can look at some of the manager sales here. One thing to note too, they've been prioritizing Series 2 when you look at the marketplace, which I've noticed a couple of times. So pay attention to that just in case you're like, wow, dude, they don't have any of these available. Sometimes they do. Boston Base, I'll give you, yeah, this is true. The step board for Top Shot is selling packs at a good price. And then the secondary pack marketplace determine. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. All right, again, I said I was looking for a rare MVP. So that's what we're going to peek Abu for right now. So, all right, this one's including both, but this is so funny to me, right, dude? So if you want a year 2, dude, you can get it for $8,400. I'm not interested in that, so we're going to look for a little bit cheaper. I'm actually just going to filter this by year 1, so that way I can see what I'd actually spend because I'm not buying a year 2 one here. There we go. Well, Halyard said, how would you use Bane Yang or Scotty Okogie? Sorry. I think I would do the second one. I think I want Scotty in there. I don't know. That's pretty close, though. I think I don't trust either George Yang or Josh Okogie right now. So that's up to you. I think I'd lean Scotty, though. And Doc Delta saying, do I take AD, Curry, or Paulo? It's definitely not Paulo. It's AD or Curry. I don't know. What else we got? The best investments. NFTs with best 12 months is selling on open packs. Yeah, that's true. But this is not financial advice. Let's do a non-financial advice drop. We haven't done that in forever. Feels like today. Where is the financial advice drop? I don't even know where it is now because it's been so long since you've been gone. None of this is financial advice. Do what you love what you do. Something like that, right? Beautiful. Okay, so here we go. So the AD at 538 is the one that stands out the most. Devin Booker is actually $120 cheaper, but I do think AD's game week to game week upside is higher than Booker. Dame's 341. That's cheaper than all of them. Ant-Man's come down a little bit, which is nice to see since his year 2's come out. Halliburton has gone up, actually, so this is almost $500 now. So I was deciding really between AD and Halliburton, and I know some people have talked about Donovan Mitchell a little bit as a sneaky play. I hear it. I don't think I want it. Trae Young at 225 feels like pretty affordable. Donovan at 340. SGA at 536. I kind of want SGA to come down. If SGA or AD is like right around the same price, man, that's tough. That's tough. I do need to get one, though. I need to get one. Joker Rock says, next time you talk to the higher ups, I like that you think I'm talking to the higher ups regularly. We need to be able to add money to wallets same way we can buy from auction without cards. I think that's coming. I think they're working on it. They obviously know that's something that we want. It's not like they're choosing not to do it. They're just working on it. Is Braun is pretty cheap, but again, I think there are better buys in that area. For me, anyways, for me. All right, gang, we're going to call it there. 52 minutes of fury. Thanks for being here. I'm excited, all right? So this afternoon, we'll do some Underdog. So if you want to come hang out, 3 p.m., we'll be here for Underdog. Get excited. We'll do some double dribble drafts. I'm going to talk a little bit about the NBA dailies because those are going to be announced soon if they're not already up. And then we're going to do a couple battle royale drafts while we're in there as well. Maybe look at some pick'ems for the weekend. So that'll be at 3 p.m. Monday, we'll be back. A very brief show on Monday because Tuesday is where the magic's going to happen. So get excited. Appreciate everyone for being here all week long. If you were new, like the stream, subscribe, all that stuff. Hope you guys have a great weekend. If I don't see you this afternoon, we are out.